Alright guys, what's up? So today we're going to be covering all of the Season of the Deep leaks. Some more stuff has come out, and we're just going to jump right into it. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe. I won't waste your time here. We're just going to go over all the leaks. And before I get into the leaks, I just want to say most of these are looking to be completely credible. I'll go over why in a second. We're actually going to start off with something that Bungie released in the TWAB last week, or maybe it was the week before, but they released the stuff in the TWAB that has also been coming out with the leaks. So that just kind of adds credibility to the leaks, at least in my opinion. The same person who leaked all the Season of the Deep stuff has gotten stuff right that Bungie put in the TWABs. This is essentially what I'm trying to say. Let's go over what Bungie has released in the TWABs themselves, and then we'll just jump into what the leaks have been saying. And these leaks have been out prior to Bungie actually releasing the information or releasing this stuff itself. So let's just jump right into it. So it says, this is from the TWAB, this picture I'm showing you right now. This is from the TWAB. I think it's last week's TWAB when they were talking about weapons that are leaving the loot pool, weapons that are entering the loot pool. Let's just go over real quick. So it says for Nightfall, Braytech Osprey, Avoid High Impact Rocket Launcher, and Loaded Question and Arc High Impact Fusion Rifle. Loaded Question and Braytech Osprey are actually returning weapons. And Vanguard Positive Outlook, Avoid Precision Auto Rifle. Also, I believe another vanilla gun. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong on that, but I believe that's also a returning weapon. Gambit will have a Strand Linear Fusion Rifle. Crucible will have Randy's Throwing Knife. Now that's important. Randy's Throwing Knife, if you guys don't know, used to be the Season of Undying. I think it was the Season of the Undying pinnacle weapon for Crucible. Correct me if in the comments if I'm wrong on that, but I believe it was the Season of the Undying pinnacle Crucible weapon. Because back then they did 3 pinnacle weapons, one for Gambit, one for Vanguard, one for Crucible, and Randy's was the Crucible one. I think I am correct on that, yeah. And then Trials of Osiris and Arc Glaive. They don't specify what the name is or anything, just says an Arc Glaive. And then it says the Messenger is coming back. Iron Banner, a Strand Fusion Rifle, and the Swarm of the Raven Grenade Launcher is coming back as well. So that's stuff that Bungie has already released. Now let's go over the leaks and see what is coming back into Destiny 2 as of Season of the Deep. So this right here, as you can see, I'm in the Bungie News or Bungie Leaks Discord. And this is all stuff from Freezing Dart, the same person who released the auto rifle and pulse rifle buffs that Bungie also released. I think it was the 20% and 25% damage buffs that auto rifles and pulse rifles are receiving. They also put that information out way before Bungie released that. So this is all from Freezing Dart. And let's just go over some of this stuff. So you have general quality of life updates. These are, I think, just exotics that are coming back, or exotics that are being kind of buffed or anything like that. We got Sealed Ahamkara Grass, we got Raiju's Harness, we got R3's Embrace, Oathkeepers, Stompies, and Mask of Bacchus, and Radiant Dance Machines. These are all exotic changes that are coming. I'm not going to go through all of them. I know the picture is small and it's going to be hard for you guys to see it, but just know that these exotics are getting changes. Let's go over some weapons. I know, yeah, you can see it on screen there. These are dungeon weapons, because next season we are getting a dungeon. It does say the dungeon will be on Titan, which is another big leak that's also come out. And these are just 3 of the weapons. We have a glaive, we have a rocket launcher, and a grenade launcher. And it says Oceanic Dive Equipment, Stasis Waveframe Breach Grenade Launcher, a Solar Rapid Fire Glaive, which is interesting. I don't think we have another Rapid Fire Glaive. I think this will be the first one. We have a Solar Aggressive Submachine Gun, which is a 750 RPM, or 900 RPM, I forget. And we have a Stasis Aggressive Rocket Launcher. So it looks like the Rocket Launcher and the Grenade Launcher will both be Stasis, which is pretty cool. And then we have the Origin Trait, Restoration Ritual, Reviving Allies or Killing Enemies with Finishers, reloads this weapon and readies an emergency reload for the next time this weapon runs out of ammo, which is pretty cracked. Essentially what that means is kind of like, how Nightfalls work or Grandmasters work sometimes. When you completely run out of ammo, a bunch of people give you ammo, or the game will just give you ammo. So it looks like if you proc that perk, that when you run out of ammo completely, you'll get reserve ammo to come back, which is pretty neat. But that's it for that one. Let's go into some more weapons. This one, I know this picture's hard to see. I can barely see. I think these are just some exotic weapons that are getting changes. I see stuff like Teraba, World Line Zero, Sweet Business, Legend of Acrius, Eyes of Tomorrow, Graviton Lance, Salvation's Grip. Just guns that are getting changes to make them more viable in the current state of the game. Make more people use them, because it's a lot of the exotics I just listed, Graviton Lance, Eyes of Tomorrow, Legend of Acrius. Those are guns not a lot of people really use. So I guess Bungie is trying to change them to get more people to use them. So hopefully that works out. Let's go through some quality of life. I believe this is more. These are more exotic armor changes. We have Vesper Radius, Chromatic Fire, Dawn Chorus, Ophidian Aspect, Astrostrike Verse, Sanguine Alchemy, Claws of Ahamkara, and Starfire Protocol, all getting changes. I believe Starfire is getting nerfed. I believe those are just more buffs and nerfs. We have another one that I can't really read on this, but these just say general quality of life. I think it's more exotic armor. Changes like Stronghold, External Warrior, Kepri's Horn, Path of the Burning Steps, stuff like that, all getting changes. And I think we have one more. Oh, okay, this one's actually a little different. So this one is actually about like cosmetic stuff. And other stuff too. So I know the picture is small to do my best to try and read it. To say season 22 currently, transmats will become unlocks like shaders, which will be really nice as we don't have to buy transmat effects. They'll kind of act like shaders where you can just select one, put one on, take them off, just a lot easier. Raid and Dungeon Rotator will get a special director icon, which should be pretty good. Shoot to Loot will work on Orbs of Power, also really good. I'm a big Shoot to Loot defender. I love that perk. We have Exotic Rotator will be the best place to complete your exotic ciphers. I guess it's something new. And then we have Lobby Balancing in Crucible. Okay. And then we have more spawning updates on more maps. Okay, I guess that goes in with Crucible. And then loadout upgrades. All right. So yeah, just some general quality of life updates. I'm pretty excited for the transmat effect update. That actually seems like it could be really cool. Because, there's a lot of transmat effects in the game that I like using. I just hate like having to go in and buy them every time I want to equip the new one on a ship, or if I want to equip like a brand new one. I hate having to go into the collections and find it and buy it. So let's get into some more. These are going to be more of the weapons that are coming as well. And this is another big one. So if you guys watched my video, either of the videos I made previously where I talked about the big thing for next season is they're changing the whole power system, which is it's a pretty big deal, because the power system we have in place now, although it's changed a little bit over time of how we gain power and how fast we gain power, the system has stayed pretty much the same since Destiny 1, since they changed it in like Taken King. It used to be a little different in Year 1 Destiny 1, but since they changed the power system in Taken King, it's pretty much stayed the same in terms of how you gain power and how fast you gain power. But it looks like, according to these leaks, that the power system is completely getting changed. You're going to have power levels instead of light levels. And you're going to have, like it says on here, it says power simplification. Oh my gosh, I cannot talk. Let me take a drink real quick, and then I'll get into this one. Because I can definitely talk. All right. Let's jump right into it. So it says simpler and more consistent. Power is now a single account wide value. I believe that's what it says. Power is earned via challenges and XP. So it looks like the system itself is going to stay semi-similar to how you gain power, to like doing activities will gain power, but I believe the actual system is changing. So it, like it just said there, it's going to be account wide. So all your characters are going to be able to play. I know a big thing, which it might touch on here, was a big saying that they were going to use for the season was use all of your stuff all of the time, making things more equal and being able to bring things into higher end content that you normally wouldn't be able to. So that's pretty cool. So it says play any activity. Power is for PED. Players can ignore power level for most activities. Players can now enter any activity at any level, which is pretty interesting. I can't really read the rest of it. It's kind of a small picture, but I'm assuming we will get more into that with some of the pictures down here. Let's go into some weapons that it has. So yeah, this is one that I showed from my original Destiny 2 Season of the Deep leaks. So it looks like Spare Rations and the Gambit Sniper are coming back, along with other Gambit weapons and Taken weapons. Looks like they're going to have like a Taken theme to them. It does say the Reckoning is also coming back, which is pretty interesting. If you guys remember, Reckoning was an activity from Season of the Drifter, back when Forsaken was the annual expansion. And I actually really liked the Reckoning as an activity. I like the weapons that were in it. I personally wouldn't mind if Reckoning came back, although I think it's pretty interesting that they are bringing it back. I think they're going to try to like revive the whole Gambit scene. At least personally, that's what I think. But it says here we got Taken Reckoning weapons, Stasis Aggressive Submachine Gun, a Strand Rapid Fire Pulse Rifle, a Stasis Rapid Fire Sniper, a Strand Rapid Fire Shotgun, a Void Aggressive Hand Cannon, and a Strand Vortex Sword. Interesting. And then it says Origin Trait, Unsated Hunger. Unsated? I don't know. Unsated Hunger. Increase handling, reload speed, and stability when no abilities are fully charged. Sword gains increased guard resistance and charge rate instead. Interesting. Okay, so we'll have to wait and see what that's all about. But yeah, it does look like Spare Rations and, a bunch of Gambit weapons are going to be coming back into Destiny, but they're going to be like, they're going to have the Taken essence shit all over them. So that'll be pretty cool. And then this is also, this is a picture of the Arc Trials Glaive, which you remember in that picture I showed you before we got into the leaks. They said an Arc Trials Glaive was coming, and this picture actually got leaked a while ago. So that's personally why I think these leaks, along with the other thing that I was talking about with the damage buffs to pulse rifles and auto rifles that this person leaked, I believe all these leaks are pretty credible for next season, because they just get like random stuff out of this correct, and it's kind of just what Bungie chooses to release to us that we actually know what's coming. So I personally think that these leaks are very credible. But yeah, this is the new Arc Glaive. I understand the picture is very small. I wish I could enlarge it a little more. But unfortunately I cannot. New Unexpected Resurgence Arc Adaptive Glaive, and it has the Trials look to it. So yeah, that is the new Trials Arc Glaive. And yeah, let's just keep going with it. How does that MM work? Not really sure what that's supposed to mean. Example 1, a team of 3 players who are on their first game of the weekend. Oh, okay, so this is matchmaking. Okay, that's what MM means. Duh. I probably should have guessed that. I believe this is just some matchmaking changes to Trials, which I actually really enjoy the changes that they have already implemented into the game in terms of matchmaking, although I'm excited to see what they will put out more. But as you can see here, it says a team of 3 players, all whom are on their first game of the weekend. They will play their first game in the lower pool, and then the MM will attempt to match them against other teams of 3 players with good connection that is also on their first game of the weekend. Interesting. If they win that game, they will move to the upper pool of the MM will attempt to try and match them up against another team of 3 players with good connection. Example 2. Team of 3 players, which whom have already gone flawless and have now reset their card to go again. They will play the first game after resetting in the upper pool, and the MM will attempt to match them up against another team of 3 players with good connection. So it looks like it's staying pretty much the same. So yeah, it just looks like it's some matchmaking updates and stuff like that, which is, always nice. I do like, matchmaking updates. Just to kind of help the overall flow of Trials and the Trials atmosphere. I don't play Trials as much as I used to, although I still do enjoy playing it occasionally. And, any change they bring to PvP that's in terms of like matchmaking or skill-based matchmaking or just trying to get better games for people is always going to be a positive. So I'm excited for that. For the next picture, it looks like, I'm not really sure what I'm looking at here. That definitely is the Wardcliff coil. I think this is just some, I think it's probably just some gameplay of some new seasonal stuff. I'm not too sure. It looks like Daughters from Oryx. I'm not really sure what this picture is supposed to be. Let me know down in the comments if you guys know what this is supposed to be. Although this got released with it. Maybe it's about some changes to Wardcliff. Who knows? But yeah, that's for this picture. Not really too sure what to make of that. Let's go over the next picture. Weapon balancing. Okay. So we'll start off. I'll read all of these. Hopefully you guys can kind of see the text I'm going off, but I'll use my mouse so you can kind of see where I'm going. I'm going to start off with the top left here, submachine guns. Aggressives. Yeah, aggressives. Reduce the base damage from 15 to 14. Increase precision hit multiplier from 1.45 to 1.5. Crit damage goes from 2.18 to 21. And then we have fusion rifles, rapid fires. Okay, so this is just breaking down different changes. And yeah, here you go. Okay, so this is actually, my bad. This is actually what Freezing Dart released a little while back with those leaks that the reason I made my original video and then Bungie actually put this information out is this little thing right down here. Auto rifles plus 25%, pulse rifles, sidearms, and hand cannons 20%, sky rifles 10%. These exact numbers were released by Bungie in the TWAB last week. So that is what's making me think that these leaks are credible, is that they got this right. They got the Arc Glaive right. They've got a couple other things right from the set of leaks that I believe all these leaks are true. Just by this little thing right down here. Hopefully you guys can see that. We'll move on to the next picture. We got 2 more to go through. And then, yes, so here is the other power level one. So how to earn power, levels 1 to 100, weekly and seasonal challenges. Challenges grant full power levels depending on difficulty. So it says +1 power level, +2 power levels, +3 power levels. Earn power levels by earning XP. +1 power level every 250,000 XP. Set high to encourage challenges, the optimal strategy. Okay. And it says here in the picture that says catch crash. I know it's probably difficult to see, although at the bottom where it normally would say pinnacle gear, it says +1 power, and then I think it says +2 power at the bottom. So yeah, that'll just be kind of like how the power level changes in terms of like rewards and like what you get. And then let's go to the last photo here. We have notable reprises. And then I can try and read these ones. I know it's going to be a little difficult, but I will try my best. We have the Reckoning weapons, the Bug Out of Bag, the Last Man Standing shotgun, the Soul Survivor sniper, the Spare Rations hand cannon like we saw earlier, the Outlast, and the Just In Case. And then here's another thing that Bungie released for the Nightfall weapons, Braid Tech Osprey and Loaded Question. And those are the exact 2 weapons Bungie said that was coming back. So, there you go. And then Crucible, Randy's throwing knife. And then the last bit of information is one of the more interesting ones that I find from these leaks is the Last Wish raid is going to be up next for craftable weapons. So all of the Last Wish weapons, excluding 1K voices, of course, will be craftable come next season. So yeah, so that is going to do it for all of the Season of the Deep leaks that we know are pretty much confirmed. I know I can't 100% say that these are all true, although you can kind of connect the dots here, guys. A lot of the stuff that was released, Bungie has come out and basically proven correct with stuff they've chose to show us about next season. Choose what you want to believe. Always take these leaks with a grain of salt. But personally, I'm just being honest. I think all of these leaks are true. And yeah, I hope you guys are excited for Season of the Deep. We're only a couple weeks out. Next week we have Grandmaster Nightfalls, and then a couple weeks from now we have Guardian Games, and then Season of the Deep will be here in no time. If you guys watched my interview with Wombo Combo, I said something, and I'll say it again. I said something in that interview that I will repeat here, and it was I hope Bungie follows the kind of mid-tier DLC pattern. So if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, like think about it like this. So like Shadowkeep came out, Season of the Undying came out with Shadowkeep, and Season of the Undying was pretty bad, right? And then Season of the Dawn came out right after, and it was really good. So the season right after, the mid DLC launch was really good, right? And then Beyond Light came out, and then Season of the Hunt was pretty bad. And then Season of the Chosen was one of the best seasons we've ever had, right? And then Lightfall comes out, and Season of the Defiance is meh. It's not very good. And then Season of the Deep, hopefully, is really, really good, right? So that's kind of the trend that I see when it comes to these kind of mid-tier DLCs. But I hope you guys can understand what I'm trying to say with that one. But yeah, that's going to do it for all the Season of the Deep leaks. Once again, I hope you guys are really excited. Make sure to click that like and subscribe button. I appreciate all of you. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your day, guys. All right, have a good one. All right.